So today is now day 60 since I cold turkeyed off of benzos. Quick history again, I started on Xanax in 2011, hit interdose withdrawals within a year. I thought I was losing my mind basically, so I switched over to Valium and I tapered off. I was clean for, I tapered off over like 3 years and I was clean for 2 years. I drank a few times within that 2 years and I had a panic attack, so I took Valium for like 2 weeks and then I stopped, and that was 2 months ago, 60 days now. Since then I've been having very, very bad withdrawals. I don't know if it was just because I have a history with benzos or because the alcohol exacerbated something, I don't know. But it's been very intense. I thought I was losing my mind, dying, having extreme nerve pain, fatigue, I get bad pressure in my head. I've had issues with my eyes going blurry, trouble focusing. I see stuff in my peripherals. I was hearing stuff in my first week. Actually, my withdrawal didn't get very bad until probably the third week, since Valium takes so long to go out of your system. So, yeah, since then it's been very, very, very bad. I sleep very little. I will wake up multiple times a night with panic attacks. I've been in the ER like 20 times. They never find anything, obviously, but I always just think I'm dying and freaking out. I'm losing my mind. I'm having like an existential crisis, ego death. I get these periods where I'm so fatigued that I can't keep my eyes open, and I feel really, really sick, like something's wrong. I'll be like holding my phone reading, and then I just doze off and I'll like drop my phone, and then I wake back up, and then it keeps happening and happening and happening. And just lots of weird stuff that's hard to explain, like the pressure in the head, and like I feel like it would go behind my eye, and I feel like a pressure and like a moving pain, and then it would also go like into my neck, and I would feel like something was stuck there, and then I'd get like a knife burning pain all down my back. I'd get like twitches and tremors all over my body, into my legs. My whole body would go numb, cold. I couldn't tell the difference between hot and cold. I mean, there's so many different symptoms. It's very, very intense, but the worst of it obviously is the mental aspect of all of it, which takes its toll and nearly just want to make you kill yourself pretty much, because you feel like you've just lost your grasp on reality and you don't know who you are. Sometimes I'll be laying there and I feel like I'm floating outside of my body and I have no grasp on reality. Like the only world that exists is what I see, and anything outside those walls doesn't exist. I have no concept of time. I pretty much lost, it feels like my frontal lobe is just being constricted, and I've lost my ability to think and process things at that higher level. And you lose like all your memories pretty much in the past. Like even though you're able to recollect things, it just doesn't feel like it really happened. Even things that I do, like a movement, I know that I moved it, but it's hard to actually visualize it happening. So you kind of freak out. Like if I would move my hand, I'm like, oh shit, like how did my hand get there? Even though I know it moved, I can't actually picture it doing that. So I don't know if I moved it or like my body. So your mind plays tricks on you, and it really fucks with your head a lot, and you think you're going crazy. And that's a big part of it that was making me very suicidal and anxious and having those panic attacks, was the mental stuff. It's kind of come and gone, where I've had some decent days and some very, very bad days. Yesterday was even a very bad day. And I think a lot of it was actually due to diet, because I had some shitty food yesterday. I ate at like Wendy's and I had some candy. And then I had a very bad attack yesterday where I felt like something was inside my brain, like squeezing it. And I kept like crying and having a panic attack and freaking out and like screaming. Like my brain wanted to scream. It felt like it was like pulsing, like pushing, like it needed to expand. It was very weird, very hard to explain. And that alleviated after I took some supplements, just to, because I've always thought I've had like candida or yeast issues or something. It actually alleviated after I took some of that, and it's slowly progressing, getting better and better since I've been eating clean today. No sugars, only complex carbs, not even fruit, just like brown rice, eggs, avocado, and some meat. And taking some monolaurin and also some other stuff. Part of why I'm doing that is I feel like I've had some other issues not related to benzos, and I feel like that is contributing to the head pressure and stuff in my head and some of the brain fog. So treating that, I'm actually seeing stuff happen, which is a clear indicator to me that there's something else going on other than benzos. Which it's hard within these groups because everybody's so focused on the benzo aspect of everything. They're not willing to take a step back and really focus on anything else that could be potentially hurting us or preventing us from healing, I guess, in a way. Because people were saying all my stomach issues were just related to benzos. And it turns out that's not the case because I was just diagnosed with small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So that's part of why oregano oil is helping my stomach and my digestion from getting so bloated. It gets so bad that it causes me intense chest pain and everything to stay stuck in my stomach. I also have a hiatal hernia. So a lot of these things aren't just because of benzos. And even though I like the groups and everything, it kind of hurts me in a way when everybody's telling me it's just benzos and I don't focus on other aspects of my health that I could be helping myself. So it slows me down. And it's been hurting me because I didn't follow diet, and that was hurting me. And it's just so hard to listen to so many people in these groups when you have 200 different people telling you different things that worked for them. Really, you have to take a step back and look at what works for you and not worry about all that. I mean, just because somebody else was able to eat cheeseburgers and candy and all that shit doesn't mean it's gonna work for me or somebody else. So, I don't know. I think I need to take a step away from all those and kind of just do my own thing and see what works for me. Because today has probably been the best I've felt in a long time. I mean, I'm still having cognitive issues. I still have some detachment from my body. Talking now, it kind of feels like somebody else is talking and it's not really me, but I'm a little more connected to reality. I'm not as scared as I was, and I'm slightly optimistic, I guess, in a way, that seeing some light at the end of this and thinking that I can actually heal from it, which is good. I haven't felt that in a long time. I'm still struggling and hoping that this existential crisis stuff kind of goes away, because I often, like every couple minutes, I'll think about how I'm just like a floating carbon object on a big planet floating through endless light years of space, and I just feel insignificant, and I feel like my life doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And I mean, whether it does or not isn't, I don't know, it's not really up to me, I guess, but it keeps me from just living in the moment and being able to connect with my surroundings, be grounded, and just enjoy this life while I'm here, I guess. And that's what I'm trying to do, is just come back to reality. It's almost like I took like a psychedelic drug, like mushrooms or LSD or something, and it just blew me off into another fucking planet, and I've lost my connection to reality and just who I was. It's like reading about ego death, and it seems a lot like that, where you kind of just sorry, I had a phone call. We're kind of just where you lose your concept of time and self and reality and just who you were, and it's been constant. It's not something that just would come for a little bit and go away. It's felt like that for this past 2 months, and today I'm getting a slight break from it, which is hopeful. I mean, I hope it gets better. I mean, I still feel it, which sucks. And I don't like to move a lot because my movements make me aware of the depersonalization, and it makes me think like, am I really moving my hand or is somebody else moving it? So it kind of freaks me out. But I think I'm gonna keep cleaning up my diet, avoid sugars, simple carbs, maybe even dairy, probably dairy too. And I think I'm gonna keep treating or taking a supplement for the stomach stuff, and possibly if I feel like I have yeast or candida within my head, just because I've had the sinus pressure even before I took the benzos, and I've heard that could be related to fungal issues. So just based on my history of health and the tests I've had, I feel like that's a route that I can safely go to and kind of self-diagnose and treat, and it seems to be helping today. So it's, yeah, I'll probably keep doing that. Other than that, I mean, I'm gonna try to just focus more on my life and stop listening to what everybody tells me. It's a big part of what's been holding me back, I think, and just reading all the bullshit. I know most people don't heal in 2 months. I'm hoping I heal quick, since I only took it again for 2 weeks, and I was fine a few months ago. I mean, I had the head pressure and the brain fog, but I was connected to reality. I was happy. I went to the gym every day. I went to work. So I just want to get back to that at least. I mean, I really don't mind the head pressure. I don't even mind the brain fog. It kind of just feels like I drank a beer and I'm kind of loopy a little bit, which I don't really mind. It's the deconnected from reality and the panic and not feeling like this is my body that it really gets to me mentally. Because I feel like I should just, what's the point? I feel like I could die and it wouldn't really matter, because everybody's gonna die eventually, and there's not really any time. It's just a bunch of series of moments connected, and eventually it's all gonna be over, and it won't matter anything we did. I need that thought to leave and go away so I can just live my life and enjoy raising my daughter and just take happiness in the small things. I mean, being able to enjoy sitting on the couch watching TV or looking at the sunset, things like that just seem so tiny and insignificant when you're freaked out of your mind. So definitely improvement since my last video, which I believe was at 41 days. So I definitely didn't think I'd be feeling this good today based on my symptoms yesterday, but I believe a portion of that was related to what I was eating or something, I don't know. But the stuff I took for my stomach seemed to be helping. I still have some pressure, but it doesn't feel as bad. And then I don't feel as much pressure in my head anymore, which is good. So it's progress. I mean, I wanted to kill myself yesterday, so hopefully I just keep getting better, and I can put all this shit behind me and eventually help other people to get through it. So I will probably make another video in, I don't know, a couple weeks or so, depending on how things go. Hopefully I do not slip back to how I was feeling yesterday, because that was fucking horrible. And that's just one of the things where I still freak out if it's benzos or not, or if it's something to do with my stomach and the diet, obviously. I don't know if diet can trigger the benzo symptoms that intense, but I definitely wasn't having that intense of a reaction 3 months ago when I was fine. I mean, I would get head pressure after eating shitty, and it would get me fog. I'd get kind of tired, but that was about it. It didn't feel like something was invading my brain like it did yesterday. So otherwise, I've been good today. I haven't had any panic. Just been watching TV. I think I'm gonna try to play some video games now and see what happens. Thanks.